Well, we're on another TV nostalgia outing today. The old television fired up, some YouTube clips of old television programmes, which I'm not going to warn you about. I'm simply going to run them, and I hope you enjoy them. If YouTube suddenly starts firing up adverts, I shall have to quickly pause the video and then restart it. But forgive me for this editorial clumsiness. I think you'll enjoy the content. Here goes. Here goes eventually. I'm pressing the wrong button. That's it.
You remember that a couple of weeks back I mentioned that we nipped over to Paris for a weekend during the summer? We decided not to take a proper holiday, and we thought we'd use the money we'd saved to do the Paris trip in style and go by.
Well, thank you, Bob. Now it's time to meet this evening's competitors as they come forward to do battle with me in the celebrated Yes-No interlude. I'm sure you know the rules as well as I do, so let's meet our first contestant. A nice welcome, please. Hello, Mrs. Elizabeth Flynn, isn't it?
That's correct.
It is. You won't nod your head.
I will not will my head.
You will not? What to your head?
I will not nod my head.
You won't?
I will not.
You sure about that?
I am, Michael, I am.
You are. Well, you've got a lovely smile on your face. Liz, keep your face up a wee bit, dear. We get a better camera shot. Tell me, Liz, whereabouts you come from? What's your favourite colour?
Red, blue, Borstal.
Red, blue, and Borstal is your favourite colour?
It is.
That's where, no, that's where you come from.
That is.
Correct. Your husband's in Borstal.
He is? No.
Actually, I got a bit confused there. Her husband's not in Boston at all. He's, I think, a physical training instructor. I asked her just before we came on the air. And the next one, nice welcome, please. Gosh, you were looking a bit cagey when you came in there then, weren't you?
Yes.
Stand by, Felicity.
Yes.
Cue, Felicity. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, black. And take it. The mountain laboured and brought forth a mouse. Mr. Legg of Isleworth editorializes about the flower pot men.
I think a lot of people will agree with me when I claim that the dialogue of the program is definitely not suitable for young children.
Definitely not suitable for me. That much I do know. The noises sound like two people drowning. Can't they make a fantasy without unmaking the language? Mrs. Rawlins of Stoke asks.
I've been watching the Flower Pot Men for a long time. With my children, of course. Who is the man who does the voices of Bill and Ben?
His name is Peter Hawkins, and our special correspondent, who seems to be the very man to tackle him on the subject, asked him how long he'd been doing this sort of thing.
Oh, blop. Hey, dip-a-bop.
Hey, dip-a-bop.
Most remarkable. You know, this phenomenon of the larynx was done in the deep research of the curricula of Uppsala. This university was turned the century gave forth in this. When was the first own personal discovery of that came forth from your throat, Curse?
Oh, you look like about 30 look like our working for Biddlick. Biddlick been marker what more Biddlick.
Milliopti for the pottle boy.
Yes. This is a typical demonstration of the range of through four or several octavi in the ones chesky, deep basso profondi. Now, this fundamental deep joy should be manifest on very occasion. Can I ask a question, Lode?
Oh, Peter.
When you're doing a deep sleeve at half-past froom in the early morning, or perhaps a siesta in the afterlubrious, do you find sometimes that there's a sudden waking up, not a nightmare or that sloughly before, but does this come forth at those times at all?
Never.
No, nettle.
All sleep very hard on a love matlet. With the body ready in a major, sleep love.
Very tranquil, lovely, yes. As a matter of fact, funny thing happened. I was watching Ben and Bill one day, and Ben was doing a very fine tilty curtsy on the fulcrum, rotating, and up came Bill, and a little left hook up under the chin.
Plop up.
Yes.
Plop up.
Sport. Do you find that the wooden tobbers, or the flower poggers in them so-so, are they deep interested in sporty? Shall we say a follow from the football up the field, or a bogey through down the fairway in a golf? Are they?
Very frequent. Kick a liver bubble or like a tape.
Ploy, be barrel bubble, and Brussels prop.
Brussels, of course, yes. Are they addicts insofar as they sit before Foursquare and watch the television for a deep enjoying themselves? I mean, do they indulge in this?
Tell you very little.
Tell you very little. What? Tell you very little.
Well, sitting before the square eyeball and overindulging most of the West and all these deep joys. Do they suffer this?
No.
I just wondered.
The interrogator was Stanley Unwin. The drama department started a new series the other week, a series concerned with strange noises, cracks, and sundry forewarnings.
Hello, I'm Mr. Red. A horse is a horse, of course, and no one can talk to a horse, of course. That is, of course, unless the horse is the famous Mr. Ed. Go right to the source and ask the horse. He'll give you the answer that you endorse. He's always on a steady course. Talk to Mr. Ed.
No! To myself.
A horse is a horse, of course, and no one can talk to a horse, of course. That is, of course, unless the horse is the famous Mr. Ed. Go right to the source and ask the horse. He'll give you the answer that you endorse. He's always on a steady course. Talk to Mr. Ed. People yakety-yak the street and waste your time a day. But Mr. Ed will never speak unless he has something to say. A horse is a horse, of course, and this one will talk till his voice is hoarse. You never heard of a talking horse? Well, listen to this. I am Mr. Ed.
This has been a Filmways television presentation.
Well, that's the end of today's playlist. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me see, what did we have? We had Dictionary of Doc Green to start with. Of course, that series ran for decades, didn't it? And Jack Warner never looked young. He never looked old either. He always looked the same, didn't he? What do we have after that? Take Your Pick, which is the first television quiz show I remember. And that Yes No interlude featured at the beginning before the question round started. I think they used it as a kind of knockout to decide who's going to play the game. And the big excitement in that was mystery box 13, which had a mystery prize in it, and there was also a booby prize in one of the boxes, wasn't there? So that was always exciting to see if anyone was going to win that. I Love Lucy, of course, went on for decades, didn't it, in various forms. It sort of changed its format through the years. It started off as a sort of husband and wife domestic comedy drama, didn't it? And then that sort of changed as it went on into other family life. Mr. Pastry. I think you probably find Mr. Pastry very funny, or not funny at all, but there he was dancing the Lancers on his own. And I can remember seeing him in a rather touching film where he was he looked after two boilers in a cellar that had names, and at some point in the plot these boilers were in danger of blowing up and he had to get back to rescue them. Bill, the man who did the voices for Bill and Ben, he's a treasure, isn't he? And as is Stanley Unwin interviewing him, who's fantastic. I love Stanley Unwin. And then, of course, we had the nice musical memory of Mr. Ed. So that's all for today, anyway. I hope it's amused you. I've got some more television nostalgias, television memories lined up for another session in the near future. Anyway, that's all for today. Bye for now.